Hello Moment friends, Anding here for another episode of the Battle of the Black Gate. When we last left off, we were getting ready to go beneath the Towers of Teeth and also into the maggot holes, and that is what we're about to do. Oh man, that sounds like fun. But we do need to find out what's going on inside here, and when we walked up, there was apparently a player, and also, this was said. The sound of orcs echo from out of the cavernous maggot holes, which I have no idea how it's not louder than all of this nonsense out here, but apparently it is, so let's go inside. Alright, and the pop-up quests come up galore. You notice the caverns are lined with bones. Perhaps you could use this orc filth to confuse the denizens of Skoyrunk. Denizens is putting it nicely, I think. The orcs down here are well stocked with enough supplies for an entire army. You take it upon yourself to destroy some of these supplies in order to hinder the vile efforts of the armies of Mordor. The orcs down here are organized and camps litter the cavern floors. You believe that destroying some of these camps would give you, and the rangers, an advantage in the Slag Hills. Alright, let's go ahead and start making our way through. Might as well follow this other player. Whoops, I forgot I moved all my quests. I forgot I moved all my skills around. Because I have a totally new build now that I'm using. Maybe not totally new, but it is different. Basically, Battle Frenzy now has a 10-second cooldown, and it gives fervor every single second. So that means I'm basically never having any lack of fervor and can just continually kill everything. I also moved Blade Wall over here because it's an AoE skill, and so now I have these 3 AoE skills right here. So I can just use them all nice and dandy. Let me get my weapons back. Give me my weapons. Alright, come on, almost there. There we go. I also no longer have power issues because I have second wind here. And so basically I put 1 point here and took out all the points out of Wild Swings because I don't ever use that skill anymore. And that gave me plenty more points to be spending throughout here so I could get all sorts of improvements and stuff like that, to be getting the extra fervor and all that stuff, and damage and might and everything. So much better. I do also want to bring up that last time I did get a cloak, or 2 times ago I guess with the end of the epic story, and people wanted me to show said cloak. So here is said cloak. That's the new cloak. Pretty awesome, I think. Looks pretty cool. Alright, let's hopefully equip this while we're in combat here. And fight this orc that just popped up now. There we go. We've made it to all the slugs. The terrible, gross, icky slugs. Alright. They're really not that bad. And they took my weapons. There we go. Okay, already completed the orcs. You have defeated many of the orcs within the caverns of Skoyrunk, and confirmed that a large group of the enemy moved below ground in the Slag Hills. Yeah, I could have told you that without coming down here. Okay, apparently this is a tint, and this is not. Just remember that. Tint, not tint. Apparently, don't need to kill the slugs. That's good. Sorry to the previous slugs who I may have killed earlier. I apologize. Don't kill the slugs. You have destroyed many of the tents within the maggot hole caverns of Skoyrunk. This should lessen the effectiveness of the orcs camped down here. Yes, it should. You have defeated the orc lieutenants within the caverns of Skoyrunk, and caused disorder among the growing number of the orcs hiding below the Slag Hills. You have destroyed many of the orc supplies within the maggot hole caverns of Skoyrunk. This should lessen the effectiveness. This should lessen the effectiveness of the orcs camped down here. Fantastic. Now we need to build these bone places, wherever the heck they are. Here we go. We finally found a glowing spot to put down one of these piles. Alright. Oh my goodness, that thing is huge. Look at that. Oh, that was creepy. Can we use the same location? No, we can't. Here we go, we've found another good location. Fantastic. And they just come and be all crazy. Alright. Where's this last final one? Here we go. Finally found the final spot. It was where we looked earlier, but apparently there just wasn't an option to use it. So that's great. Apparently other players take up using this. Or it just wasn't showing up for some reason. You have successfully confused many of the orcs within the maggot hole caverns of Skoyrunk. Their time spent worshipping your false idols is time spent not preparing for the coming battle. Alright, we fooled them. Okay. Many dangers lie ahead within the Tower of Carcoast. Here we go. On your return delve beneath Carcoast, you notice the enemy are gathered in encampments. It would be easy to sow mayhem by torching those camps. Okay. Crawlers have made a home for themselves beneath the Towers of the Teeth. Defeating some of them may make passage through these dark corridors safer for those who brave these depths. Well, we wouldn't want it to be dangerous for whoever is coming through here after us, you know, the huge horde of people. You come across an old Gondorian artifact buried in the rubble. It looks to be an item left over from when these towers were last occupied by men, and worth preserving. Okay. Apparently we have to preserve a bunch of those. Rabid Slagbat. Okay. Okay, game. Oh gosh, they're hostile. You have destroyed many of the encampments within the Towers of the Teeth. Your efforts will surely affect the enemy gathered here. Okay, we got all the Gondorian artifacts. Now we just need to get everything else. You have defeated many crawlers lurking within the Towers of the Teeth. Your efforts will likely be felt by those who venture below the tower like you when you come back here again. You have defeated many of the Uruks within the Towers of the Teeth and confirmed that a large group of the enemy move within the towers. Again, didn't really need to confirm that, but there you go. I am not a historian by any means, but my conclusion is the same as yours. These are indeed very old. I will make the arrangements for these to be transported to Minas Tirith, if and when the opportunity should arise. If what you relate is true, why, then an entire army hides in wait below the ground. We know full well that overwhelming odds stand locked behind the Morannon, but we shall not face those until the ordained time of battle, which already happened, according to Lord Aragorn's plan. What if this nether army poured forth to accost us before that time? What last gleam of hope might be lost if my lord's plan faltered? No, it is clear. We must do something if we may, whatever it may be. Great. Oh, great, a ton of quests. The orders you intercepted are worrisome, even though I cannot unlock their secrets. We may be sure, nonetheless, that trouble for the messages and messengers of the enemy does us good. So basically, he hasn't read the letter, but he just knows that it's bad. Okay, buddy. Maybe they're just planning a surprise party for Fred the Orc. You know, you never know. Thurendal hands you some ranger traps. Take these traps and return to the Tower of Carcoast. Hide them along the main pathways through the tower. I am sure this will surprise those within. Perhaps they may even start fighting amongst themselves. It is still unclear if these maggots are the architects of those caverns or if machines bore these tunnels. Would you collect water samples from the caverns so that I may study them? We may be able to ascertain more about these unnatural structures from the waters which seep through the rock of the hills.
Be wary, my friends. Evil spoils these grounds.
You say there is an insect in the tunnels that even the orcs dislike. I wonder if we could use this knowledge to our advantage. If you happen to find yourself in the section of the caverns in which these maggots have taken up residence, perhaps you would be able to collect their poisons. In studying the poison, we may be able to learn more of the creation of these caverns. You are obsessed about how these were created, buddy, aren't you? I have a feeling they weren't created in a day, and by the time we come here and get out of here, it'll be basically not important. But we'll go ahead and look into it for you, buddy.
Let us hope you bring glad tidings, friend.
As luck would have it, I was able to find a way to transport the corrosive goo of the maggots. By watering it down with some of the polluted waters of the Slag Hills, the concoction no longer erodes its container. I would say that it is no longer useful as a corrosive weapon against the machines of war. It may be very useful as a poison, though. Apply this concoction to the orcs' food supplies. Let us see what happens. It is not just the orcs who must deal with in the Slag Hills. Evil men gather here as well. While Canadir is occupied with the Easterlings, I have been monitoring a small group of the Black Numenorians. I believe they have taken shelter within the Towers of the Teeth. If you find yourself within Carcoast, these Black Numenorians must be defeated. They are powerful men with nothing but malice towards all others.
Faith alone will not stop the enemy.
If the orcs beneath the Slag Hills are able to mobilize against our own forces, we must try to even the field. I ask of you to collect the crude weapons. If many of the orcs have to fight against us with only their fists, then they will be no match for our blades. Alright, and that does bring this episode to a close. Thank you everyone so much for watching and supporting this channel. It really does mean a lot. When we return, we will go back into the Towers of Teeth and Skolarunk to do all of this stuff. But that is not till next time. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode of the Battle of the Black Gate.